All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. I hope everyone is having a great week so far. All right. So just before we get right into it, guys, please take note. This is the last opening bell for this year. So after this session, we're going to go on a festive break until the 5th of Jan. So we will be back 5th of Jan, right? So all our live streams are going to go on a break, right? All the education, the trading rooms, the opening bell, everything is going to go on a break until the 5th of Jan. Then we will resume, right? And since this is the last one, I'm not going to, make it too technical or too deep. I'm just going to make it a little bit light, all right? We already gone through the charts for this week. You guys will just follow them, look for setups, look for trades and all of that. What I want to touch on is basically what happened this year, all right? What happened this year, just a short and concise summary of what happened this year, looking at the charts and which assets were bad and which assets were good, all right? So first things first, the most performing currency for 2025 has to be the dollar, the US dollar. The US dollar since Jan, since Donald Trump went to got into the office, the US dollar took a massive knock. All right. So I'm just going to open up the Euro USD chart just to provide reference. All right. Now, this is where the year started, down here. Somewhere down here, right? And all this price action is 2025's price action. There, this is Euro USD, right? So the dollar is the worst performing currency in 2025. We can have different speculations of this and so forth and so on. Some people might say it's because of Donald Trump in the US, the new administration. Some people might say it's because of this and that. But fact remains, the charts never lie. So from Jan 2025, around the 8th of Jan 2025, this is when this low was created, right there. And then what we see here is a stronger dollar, right? A weaker dollar. So the dollar has been performing badly for this year. Now, can it recover next year? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right. And now, on the flip side, that made gold very bullish. All right. Gold started the year somewhere down here. Wait. I think it was right around here. Right. I think it must have been here. Yeah, somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere here. So when gold opened the year, immediately it shot up. Right. So the weakness of the dollar caused gold to push up. And overall, the commodities have been strong this year. You look at silver, which also hit record highs. This is where silver is. Also started the year somewhere down here, and then it went all the way up. Silver and gold survived the tariffs, right? Survived the tariffs. There was a time where there was steel, tariffs on steel. And it was during this time where silver aggressively went down, right? I remember this time. I think it was around April, beginning of April. There was 100% tariffs on steel. And then it might have taken a slight knock, but look at the recovery, a massive recovery. So the commodities have been performing the best, have been the best performers for this year. Dollar has been performing weak for this year to a point that even the South African rand was stronger than the dollar, right? The South African rand, the year started somewhere around here, I think. Yeah, somewhere around here, right? Obviously, it was weak. The ZAR was a little bit weak, but from there, look at this push down. All right. So if I were to rate, I would say number one, the dollar is the worst performing currency for 2025, right? And the best performing currencies for 2025, I give it to the commodities. Gold and silver outperformed many assets, right? Outperformed many assets. Oil was 50-50. It was a bit unstable, right? So I'm not going to talk about oil. And then you look at the indices. The indices held their own. NASDAQ held its own. US 30 held its own, but it recovered quite well. I mean, the year started somewhere around here, right? 2025 started somewhere around here. And then we can see that it took a knock, right? Again, the tariffs, right? It took a knock, and then from there it recovered. This is NASDAQ, which you're going to see this very same price action on US 30 and S&P 500. So I would say commodities held their own. They started the week or the year weak, and then they recovered, right? And then you look at the commodities. My goodness, the commodities started the year pretty strong. Bitcoin, Ethereum started the year pretty strong, and now it has turned for the West, right? So Bitcoin has gone back to where it opened or started the year. So this is the Bitcoin chart right now. The year started, let me just clear this chart. Right, the year started somewhere around, I think somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. Let me see, January 2020. Yeah, somewhere around here. So it started around this price. Then it took a slight knock, but it was because of structure. And then it recovered. However, look at where it is. It's literally trading below where it started the year, right? It took out all of those gains. Right? It just needs to come back down here one more time to fully take out everything, right? But it took out all of those gains, which I wouldn't say Bitcoin, Ethereum was the best performance for this year, right? Ethereum, the same thing. Yeah, but commodities, best performance for this year, right? So that's where now a lot of people in 2025 made a lot of money focusing on gold. We've been talking about gold in our trading rooms. And so a lot of people made money only focusing on gold, right? And this should be a lesson to some of you guys. You don't have to look at a lot of charts, right? Pick just a few that you want to be a master on, right? Just pick a few that you want to dominate. And once you dominate in those few pairs, then you can diversify, right? There's nothing wrong in focusing on gold and silver only, right? There's nothing wrong in focusing on gold only, right? In fact, it makes trading very simple when you're focusing on one pair because you get to understand where it is right now. So let's say gold is here, right? If you've been focusing on it, you would understand how it got there, right? You would have been there during this price action, and you would understand where it is, where it's coming from, and where it's going. That's it, right? Where it is trading, where it was trading in the past, and where it is going. If you can understand those three points, then I don't think there's going to be any currency pair that's going to be a problem to you. Because as a trader, as a technical analyst, right? Technical analyst, your focus is understanding where price is right now. What happened before? And if you can understand and look at the patterns, the formations, the levels the market respected or reacted on previously, you will understand how it got to where it is right now. And when you combine that information, you will understand what are the probabilities, right? How will that likely move in the future? That's pretty much very important. And this is what I tell the clients in our advanced education, right? In our TD Markets Academy, advanced education. It's important that you look at the charts that way, where it is, where it's coming from, for you to know where it's going. So yeah, so the commodities have been the best performers, basically top one, right? Gold has been top one. So ladies and gentlemen, just keeping it on a lighter note. Remember, this is the last opening bell for 2025. We'll see you guys back on the 5th of Jan. So just in closing, we've been looking at so many charts this year. Continue following them. From my side, we stick to the same script. Gold is still bullish. We stick to the same script, even if it gives us a big correction, right? You see right now, there's a correction right now. Even if this correction takes a week or two, it is still bullish, right? So stick to the same script. Gold is bullish. We're just waiting for Bitcoin to recover and find itself. It is the volume is currently low on the cryptos right now, right? The cryptos are not moving as much. The volume is extremely low. So we're waiting for those ones to pick up. But yeah, we're sticking to the same script, guys. All right. And I think, yeah, so that's it from my side. Have yourselves a Merry Christmas and a good festive season and a Happy New Year. I'm going to make sure that I enjoy it, I take full advantage of it so that next year we go in hard, right? Whatever you do, please be safe, and we want to see you back in 2026. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good one, and cheers. We'll catch you guys in the new year. Merry Christmas.